All right. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great day. I am on my phone in Fort Lauderdale, so we really are having a coffee chat this morning.
That's why I recognized there was something that was wrong. You were, I thought, that's not his room. I forgot you were where you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give me 1 second. I'm gonna come off stage real quick because I'm gonna go make sure Facebook is running. So
Okay.
uh, I'll let you chat and
Okay.
go.
First of all, this is what I want to talk about is I'm exhausted. I've been working out in the yard and it's very nice in Kentucky, but however, it's still cool for almost June. So, tomorrow will be June 1st. And we've had a lot of storms and a lot of things that are going on, but I'm exhausted because I am cleaning all the gardeners still up and getting all the weeds out. And I had a real dear friend that came in to help me. And I really appreciated her because she was helping me. But we've had a lot of interesting things that have happened. We've had some really wonderful chats and things in our website. We've had a lot of people that are asking more questions, which is wonderful. And if you have a question, all you have to do is contact us. And there he is. He's the man of the night. There he is.
Yeah. I'm watching my friend's dogs. They're leaving today for Paris, and they're going to
Mm.
go on a cruise that's going to go around the. It's a river cruise around France. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so they have. I think it's 20 people on the cruise.
That's all.
Yeah,
That
that's it.
what kind of cruise is that? Is that the Celebrity or I think it's called Celebrity. Maybe it's not, but it's a
Yeah,
very expensive.
it's basically it's a river cruise. They go on a riverboat and then they're cruising around whatever country. There's another one I want to do. It goes from Amsterdam to Berlin.
See, I would like to try that. I would like to do. I think that's kind of interesting because only 20 people, that means you really get a full understanding what's going. So do they stop at night or do they stay on the boat?
Um, I think I know that they get off and they have dinner with the same people. We have a comment here. Hi, Virginia. I wanted just you to know my heartache pain has not returned since last Saturday's webinar. I believe you healed me or did it myself. I don't know, but thank you.
Well,
Basically,
thank you, Natalie, but I think you were the one that healed you.
I
We
remember.
raised the frequency up to give you that insight to change your life. And I think you changed your life. So we're excited that we are a part of that healing, but you are the healer in that. And congratulations for feeling it, changing it, and becoming anew to it.
I
So
remember
thank you for letting us know.
that was when I was in California.
Yeah,
So
sure was. Thank you and I love it that people are, when they tell us the truth about what's going on with them, because it opens us up even more frequency to do more inner work ourselves, as well as to do the inner vibrations. So thank you, Natalie. We appreciate that.
I'm just realizing this light makes me look red.
It makes you look kind of pinkish red. So I don't know if that's what you really want to be, but it's kind of more a pinkish peach color.
That's
So
just how I look when I wake up first thing in the morning.
yeah, so you're going to be there how long?
I'll be here 10 days.
10 days. Wow.
So I
Then
think I'm.
that's a room, that's a house that's going to be just with dogs and you being alone.
Yeah, and well, Damien's gonna come in a week from today for the weekend,
Oh,
but
is he?
yeah. So he and I'll go out and have some fun. But other than that, it's gonna be me by myself. I'm probably gonna have dinner with my brother because he's in Fort Lauderdale right now for the month uh,
Oh,
weekend. Then I think he flies out on flies back on Sunday.
oh, then you get to see your brother too. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah,
So,
we've had some really good, interesting things that have been happening to us. And I think, even though our membership is a little bit low, but it doesn't matter. We've got some great people that have been working it with us in those soul, groups,
well, I
webinars.
love. That's what I love because people ask us all kinds of questions about how we do some of the things that we do,
Hmm.
then we've got people in there that have been in that membership since we started at the beginning of the year, and we're seeing them change.
Absolutely. I mean, Kelly and Ronnie, all of them, I'm watching them, and we both have noticed that how they've gotten grounded, how they're really calling in themselves and looking at it. So we've been very proud of what our groups have been doing, and they're really, really coming in and asking really direct questions of what they want to know, and we're just there to also what I like about it is that we're very honest about ourselves. We're not trying to be celebrities or anything. We're just being real about our own selves. So that makes a difference too. We're not, they see us who it is. What does it say? Up in
Adam.
up in Adam. That's cute. Is that the cup in their house that you have? Cool. Yeah. They probably have a lot of cups like I do.
Well, we'll just have to start buying them cups as presents.
The guy that's going to be coming in Texas bought a Kentucky cup with him, and it's going to have small little bourbon, samples, and it's all bourbon from Kentucky. So, I thought about that, and I thought that's more fun because then the cup is it is a cup that shows everything about Kentucky in it, and the big letters and I thought that's the best thing to give them is that. But I will put that cup in our sessions because he'll be here for it. And I'll put that in my session, and that cup will absorb the sessions of vibration. And so he'll always have it. So that's kind of cool.
Good idea. I never, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, because, when you have something or when you go to a conference, sometimes you get something and then you don't know what to do it. But if you've got that as a reminder continually, and that will give you a memory to go back into what the sessions were. So you really never miss it. It's still just a memory of what had happened. And I felt that in one night I was in a deep meditation and said, you need to do this and give them something to give, to get that information and that energy in it. And that's what I'm doing. Kind of interesting. I'm kind of looking
forward. I don't think people realize that as he's releasing, that's raising the frequency. And then that cup is sitting in that energy.
Continually. Because I'll put it right in front of him, and he'll always, because I've got, when he's coming in on the 5th, I've got all my books lined up on the coffee table, and we're going to use those books to, because he's supposed to have some, and he's supposed to be looking at them. So he'll have a memory of them. Then we're just going to I'm going to give him every morning, I'm going to say, show me the book, feel the book that wants to talk to you today. And that's how we're going to start our session every day with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you open it up with the wisdom you need.
Yeah, because books are very powerful. And those books are the ones that have been on my shelf for years and years and years. So they got my frequency in it too. So I was thinking anybody that gets those books will always have my frequency in it. Or anybody, if it's a used book, you're going to be working with that person continually. That, and a lot of people don't like to do used books. I loved used books because you can see the energy of those people.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one of the things, my friend Lewis, he buys books that are like 200, 300, 400 years old.
Yes. Yes.
And he'll go looking for them like on eBay and whatever. And the reason why
I do too. So do
all that frequency is in there.
Well, and also the wisdom hasn't been watered down by everybody else that's trying. That you look at some of the metaphysicians and everything, they're watered down information. Because I would look back and I'd have a book and I think, well, I remember when that person said that exactly that. So it was the book before them. And it's the same thing you and I. I mean, we look at books, we look at things that are being said vibrationally, and we use it. And we will flip it around to what we feel about it. So we do kind of water it down. But when you really get the full strength of the wisdom of it, it's incredible. I love good books, especially in the 1800s and the 1900s, the very beginning of the 1900s.
Right.
So, yeah.
A lot of that wisdom was coming out, like Emma Curtis Hickson, your favorite Florence Scovel Shinn.
Oh my gosh, yes. She
Oh,
was the first woman that really brought me forward because she had those 4 books. And it was like the wand, a magic, I think the wand is your magic or something like that. And first I thought a magic, but when you really, hers was wisdom, true lit wisdom in the late 20s. Yeah. And a woman on top of it. I loved her. And then that moved me into Catherine Ponder. And I had a person over yesterday, and I told her, I said, and she put her hands on the Catherine Ponder book, Healing, Secret Ages of the whatever. I think it's Secret of the Ages or something like that. And she put her hand on it, and it went right to what we've been talking about that afternoon. And she looked at me, and I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "It's exactly what we've been talking to." And I said, "How does that work?" And I said, "It's just your vibration is being drawn to that truth, and that's just a frequency." Yeah. Hmm. I mean, it's been cold here. I know it's not cold in Florida, but it's cool here. It's 60 degrees here.
oh, I would love for some 60-degree weather.
Well, I don't know, because I mean, we like to have some heat. I mean, we really have had strange storms. There's a lot of storms that have been coming in, but I was looking at a lot of things because I watch the weather a lot. Texas, I feel so bad for Texas. All the hail that they're going through, that's a tough thing.
We
Same
didn't
about Iowa.
we didn't have anything. Um, there was a rain. Tampa hasn't had any rain, but then on the way down here, Alligator Alley was raining. Almost.
Really?
Hi, Melissa. Um, and yeah, it was raining almost all the way through Alligator Alley.
Well, we have had a lot of wind and rain, and obviously, I was taking the girl over to Seven Creeks, a friend over to Seven Creeks, and you've been there. And when we came in, she said, I said, "This is God's land here. I mean, you can, and now all the trees are up and the leaves are, and we were just kind of riding through." She said, "Well, this is not a very long place. You don't," but we stopped. She said, "You can feel this." I said, "This is how it works here." And I mean, it's the most relaxing place because she had never seen anything like that. And I said, "We're going to go to her place." She has, her name is Polly. I met Polly through a private session, and Polly lives in the area. And she contacted me and said, "Can you?" So she also is a gardener and a farmer. So she's been coming over and helping me. And so it's been kind of interesting because she said, "This is so fun to really get a chance to really meet you." I said, "Well, you're finding out the real deal now. It's not, I'm not hiding anything. You see that I am 72." And she started laughing. She said, "Well, you keep telling everybody you're 72, but," she said, "I still don't see it as 72. I said, "Well, I've had to get real with myself." And I said, "So I don't get upset about it. But I do get upset when I feel," and I said that in a soulful group the other day. I said, "I was feeling old and left out." It was a very odd thing to feel. And I realized it was frequency. So I got into the mirror and I started doing my light work and going in deeper, and I got better because you can be better because you are of light. And the more you start learning how to utilize that, you don't go through the same depressions and the feelings, but it's deep work. And you know that as well as I do because you do it too. So people better understand there is a frequency to all of this. So the more we can raise that.
I didn't even know. Well, you did mention that in the Soulful group the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, left out. You have people at your house all the time.
They're not. And left out was not probably the right way to say. I was feeling like washed out, old, thrown out. And I was feeling it. I mean, I was looking in the mirror and I could see the age. And I thought, I don't like that look. And so I started doing mirror work again. And I brought it back in. And even Polly said, "You look lighter." And I said, "Well, I've been working to be in the light." So you can get, it's not a depressed, but it is a depressed in a way of light. Yeah, you can do
Well, I've been feeling it this year because I'm 50, and then I'm like, well, then 60's right around the corner, and then 70's not that far away. And I'm like, and then your mind starts wandering, and you're like, stop.
that. Yeah. No, you're just at the beginning of 50s. I just started my whole career again at 51. So no, you're living a great life. I would like, if I'd go back, I'd go back in 50 because I love 50s. I was more creative. That's when my business was just rolling. And I mean, no, and it's not bad now either. I'm still working, as you well know. I mean, since that video, I mean, good grief. We've been for the last 8 months, you and I have been working.
Well, it's 9 months now.
Is it 9 months? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Almost a year. We've almost done this for a year. We've done a lot. How many emails? I mean, I've sent a lot of people, to the email thing. There's a lot of people that we have seen.
A lot. Yeah.
Lots. Very long. And I've answered a lot. So yeah, it's been kind of interesting to watch.
So, Melissa, what's the weather like in Minnesota?
Yes.
It's probably cold there. Minnesota
Oh,
is never warm. I remember going up there for the summer, and we'd be wearing our jackets at night.
well, even in the northern part, you always wore a jacket at night. When I was in Maine, oh my gosh, when I was in Maine, it was cold. It was like in June, the very 1st of June. And I mean, it was like an early spring for me, and they were in shorts. Beautiful. Oh, 70s. Okay. You're
So
even more than we
So it's
are.
warmer in Minnesota than it is in Kentucky.
Kentucky. That is crazy. So, yeah, glad to let us know because I love to listen to weather, what people are in different places. Evenings are 50s. Ours have been all the way into the 40s at night. Um, it's
It's
just
all that bourbon. It's all that bourbon they drink.
keep them warm inside. Yeah, because when you go in, I go into the liquor store. They're getting used to me now. I said, "Have you got any more of those samples?" And they're $1 for $1. You get, I think it was $5 for 10 or something like that. And I get them, and then I put them in the cups. So I don't even know if they use them or not, but it doesn't matter. It is true samples of Kentucky bourbon. And
Melissa, are you saying you don't like bourbon? She did the. She did the.
I'm not a bourbon girl either. I don't drink a lot, very much, but I do like a good cold beer in the summer. A real good cold beer. I don't like them. I don't do a lot, but we were all laughing. I think Polly asked me, "So do you drink?" And I said, "Not much. Maybe what I had a martini with you, and I had two of them, and I wish the heck I had to go to the car, and you almost had to walk me there because I felt drunk.
That was
We
10
we
years
don't
ago.
drink. I mean, I don't drink much, so
Yeah,
no.
you were 62 then.
Yes, I was. Well, the first time I met you, I was in my 50s.
Yeah, so you met me. You would have met me when you were 56.
Yes, I was in the 50s.
Yeah.
And that's when Fran and Bill were in Florida, and I was flying in there probably 3 and 4 times a year.
Melissa used to live in Florida. They
Oh,
they abandoned this beautiful state to go back to Minnesota.
she went back to her roots. Is that where she was born? Is that Melissa? Is that where you were born?
I think she's from originally from Minnesota.
Yeah, because if you're going back to your roots, that's because the state is calling you. That part of you is being called back in. I mean, I love Kentucky. I don't like Kentucky in the winter, but I love Kentucky in the fall, spring. She said family. She went back to family. Well, and you're finding out a lot of things about your family. How long were you in your family that you have been away from them? I wonder.
Oh.
Huh.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where I love my family in Minnesota, and I love to go to Detroit Lakes, which is where they live.
Uh-huh.
I have zero plans to move back there. It was 2 years that they were gone away from the family. So
Yeah, you're really a Floridian. That's your roots.
yeah. So
Kentucky's my roots.
Although I am considering South Carolina.
Are you really?
Maybe. It's not as cold. It's got good weather during the summer, and but I haven't made a decision about anything. So
I was going to say, uh, I have never heard you say South Carolina.
I don't want to live in North Carolina because I don't want the mountains, and
I love the mountains.
I know you do.
I have mountains here in Kentucky, so yes.
I have a friend that just moved to back. She lived in Boca here. She sold her house in Boca and she's moving back to Kitty Hawk.
Really?
Yeah,
That is a neat place. That's Outer Banks.
yeah. Outer Banks is
Yeah,
beautiful.
I love the Outer Banks. We vacationed there before, and it was just a different. And that we went to that museum where all the Wright brothers were, and it was amazing what they had done. I thought that was the Outer Banks was great. It was it was perfect.
I got stranded there.
Did you?
I was driving. My battery died while I was driving, and I didn't know where I was. I didn't even realize. Okay, I didn't even know where I was. I didn't. There was a mall right behind me, so I
Mm.
thought it was in the middle of nowhere. So I literally pulled my blanket over me and fell asleep until the next morning. I couldn't get a cell signal, and finally I did get a cell signal in the morning. I had my friend come and get me. So, but
Wow. I you never told me about that story.
oh, that was before I knew you. That was probably 2004,
Hmm.
2005. So I've had some interesting things happen to me.
Well, I have too, and I mean, when you start when you really look at it and start reviewing it, you realize a lot of things you made these decisions way back to catch or connect where you were supposed to be because you've probably been there before, you just didn't realize it. I
Yep.
know when we used to drive to Florida, it would take days to go into Florida because you only had the roads that were, because we'd stop at a motel. And because my dad had, we had me as being a kid, but I mean, I love going to the motels because they always had a pool. We didn't have clothes back then like that.
Damien's been asking because he's flying in here next week. Does Kevin have a pool? I'm like, I don't know. Will you ask? I'm like, oh my god, because it's not important to me.
Me either.
But
I've always had pools since I was been married. But does he have a pool in his backyard, or does he have a pool that by his complex?
he's got here in the house. He doesn't have a pool. But we're just gonna go to the beach. I mean,
Oh, absolutely. Fort,
we're in Fort Lauderdale. We're gonna go to the beach. So
absolutely. You have he has a big beach behind him or wherever he is. So he's got a big pool anyway, and it's called the ocean.
it's called the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about anything. You got the big beach.
That's what I'm going to tell people now. If they ask if I have a pool, I'll be like, yeah, it's called the Gulf of Mexico. So,
Absolutely. And you have an ownership in it because you live in there.
Melissa, come down anytime and visit, So,
And I'm sure she misses Florida when she's in Minnesota in the winter. I know I would be because I'm sure missing Florida when I'm in the winter here.
I think the last time I was up in Minnesota, I saw Melissa, and I want to say it was September. Cold outside. For me, it was cold outside. For her, it was probably warm, but
Well, they're used to that coolness. I mean, like I said, when I was in Maine, they were in their cars and shorts and everything, and I've got a sweater on, and that was the 1st of June. I thought I don't particularly like this Maine state because it was just too cold for me, and they thought it was like early summer.
yeah.
I didn't think so. It was early spring for me. So yeah.
Well, I'm probably going to do Maine next summer.
Are
So,
you?
yeah, because there's a spiritualist camp up there for me to.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, what I noticed about Maine, because I was in there in June, it reminded me a lot of Kentucky when it was real green and a flood, very vast in the energy. So it felt a lot like Kentucky, just a lot, not the temperature. So it was kind of interesting. Same, just different things that you go into. Just like Syracuse, New York. When I went to Syracuse, it looked a lot like Kentucky. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that would make sense because I mean the Appalachians and you know, isn't isn't the Blue Ridge Mountains part of the Appalachian Mountains?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I love Virginia. I love the Blue Ridge Mountains. That is a fabulous ride going through there. It is beautiful. And then, you kind of go through the scenery and all of that. Oh, I love Virginia. I love going through Virginia. It's really, but you don't want to go there in the winter because I don't like being in the mountains like that either.
No, I liked when I lived in Virginia Beach. It was snow outside, but it was melting within like a very short amount of time.
I remember they had some snow, but I remember when Florida had snow one time.
Oh, we just had snow flurries, and well, we get snow. Northern Florida gets snow flurries, but one of the things found interesting in Virginia Beach though is that the one year I was there, I was wearing flip flops on Christmas.
Oh,
The day after Christmas, it snowed.
oh wow.
And so I thought, I'm going to go out and drive because in Virginia Beach, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was snow on the ground, but it wasn't horrible. So then I drive into Norfolk because I was like, I'm going to go see a movie. Norfolk had icicles hanging from the trees. We're talking just,
Well, I remember
10 miles away.
in Kentucky, I remember it was like early fall in December, and I had gotten a new bike. I got to ride the bike through December. It didn't even snow. And now it snowed in January later, but I mean, I couldn't believe it. So yeah.
Well, any last thoughts here in the last few minutes?
Well, I think we covered the weather and what we're feeling, and thank Natalie again for all the kind words. And keep on doing it, Natalie. And please join us anytime in the webinar because that's going to be June the 15th on Eastern time too.
Then Melissa sent you a PM, by the way, a private message. Melissa Hagen.
Okay, she did on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to kind of let you know.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody, this has been a great. Enjoy your weekend. And,
yeah.
Be still. And we're heading into the summertime, so lots and lots. Set your great intentions of what you want to do, and then just live it. So
and stay grounded. Divine order, divine timing, divine plan, and most of all, make it easy.
All right, I think that's a good time to end the show right there. Yes. Make it easy.
Bye.